open. Lucky break there for the D.
Harkless kicks to Gortat. He feeds it to Neal. Young left side. And he didn't get quite enough under that one. Last outing for Charlotte, they won that game against the Atlanta Hawks. Here's Powell. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. Over to the left wing. Hollins with it. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. And there's the horn. We've seen some good defense on both. And off we go. A close game now starting the second quarter. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from the Wizards, guys.
This is almost like a volleyball game when you watch just how many shots they blocked or altered.
Well, how about this? A lot of side outs for them the way they've swatted shots away. That's a volleyball term, by the way, folks.
Yeah, or handball.
Like or handball.
Yeah, either one of the two. They're knocking a lot away.
Yeah.
In a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. So on the floor for Washington, we've got Gary Neal. Young is up there with Gortat. Then there's Mo Harkless, and it's Harris in at the 1. 6 to shoot. Here's Harkless. Can't get it to go. And Charlotte will come the other way.
And Steve Clifford might not be the most famous coach in the NBA, but he has plenty of experience, and everyone in the league knows exactly how well-versed he is as a coach.
Looking at who's out there now for the Wizards. Barnes comes in for Maurice Harkless. And it's Rivers in for Gary Neal. And here is Gortat. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. And Clifford in his third year now as a head coach, Greg. That experience you were just talking about. He has 29 years of coaching under his belt. He's a Van Gundy disciple. Clark was on the coaching staff for both brothers.
Yeah, and he's been with a lot of teams, Kevin. 13 seasons as an assistant for the Lakers, Rockets, Magic, and Knicks.
Washington making some changes. JaVale McGee's checked in for Gortat. Love comes in for Young. And it's DeRozan in for Harris. Second quarter, and we're just over a minute in. DeRozan passes to Rivers. The shot's good from McGee.
And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
Paul kicks to Levine. Stolen by McGee. And here we go. Washington fast break. And the dunk by DeRozan.
That's how you make an impact with defense. Once the steal is made, you know they're going to be scattered. Floor is open. Take care of business.
Always an advantage when you can get out in the open floor. You get much better rhythm offensively. And this lead, I think, is headed up.
And we're about 2 minutes into the second quarter here. Pass to Rivers. Inside. It's tipped. Here's Paul. And it's blocked by DeRozan. Now Love. A look at his stats. He averages a bit over 8 points a game. Rivers dishes to Barnes. And DeRozan. Here we go. And he dunks it down.
That is some real serious dime dropping there. Exquisite assist.
Some of Harrison Barnes' teammates have referred to him as the senator because of the way he carries himself. And, you know, a very level-headed, dignified young man. And just he has an air about him.
A nice shot by Rivers.
Their interior has been inferior defensively. It has got to tighten up.
You're right on target there, Greg. Of the last 10 points they've allowed, 8 have come from in close.
Love grabs the board. Washington leading now by 7. The pass to Rivers. It's up a 3. And the rebound goes to the Hornets. And here in the second quarter of action, as we approach 4 minutes played, Levine kicks to Paul. Here's Levine. DeRozan defending. And it's good.
Just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
Usually you talk about how tough a player is, and you're always talking about big guys. But Chris Paul is as tough as they come playing that little point guard position.
Yeah, he's a power pack when you look at him. I mean, he's played through a lot of injuries and still has a big-time impact on the game. Most recently in the playoffs, he played through injury to beat the Spurs.
Washington calls timeout.
And last year, you could see Paul was hobbled in their loss to the Rockets in the second round. Still, most players wouldn't even have made it back out on the floor, much less been as effective as he was during the postseason.
Wizards making a switch here. Harris is checked in. Charlotte also making some changes. Ryan Hollins is checked in for Gasol. Portis comes in for T.J. Warren. And it's Anderson in for Thabo Sefolosha. Payne passes to Hollins. A 3 from Anderson. And another 3 for Charlotte.
Yeah, you know, that's the thing about Paul. He doesn't need to be blazing fast or quick to beat you. He can play seemingly on one leg and still dismantle the defense.
Ball against Rivers. The dish to Love. Just 5 to shoot. Drains the three-pointer. Love's got the lead up to 7 now for the Wizards. Here's Levine. And it's thrown down hard with both hands.
Cutting into that lead a little bit. Way to finish.
And the basket is still shaking.
Oh, I mean, he has got power in bunches on that two-hand.
Rivers dishes to Barnes. Here's Harris. Another one falls for Washington.
Man, their offense is really cranked up in the second quarter.
And their field goal percentage shows that over 60 now. Tough to beat them when they shoot it like that.
Paul goes in. The kick out to Anderson. But they recover it. Hollins passes to Paul. And he gets it to go. Paul's got 4 this quarter.
Room service delivery right there, fellas. Wonderful entry feed.
.103 left to play here in the second quarter. And it's Harrison Barnes with the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, clearly he hadn't established position there.
Yeah, and I like this call because you want the refs in that situation. If there's any doubt, err on the side of giving the benefit of the doubt to the offensive player. That should have been a block, and it was.
Here's what Washington's going with right now. Gortat's checked in for JaVale McGee. Young comes in for Kevin Love. Maurice Harkless is checked in for Barnes. And Gary Neal subbed in for Austin Rivers. And Neal kicks to Harkless. And taken away by Paul. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. And Anderson slams it in.
And guys, that's a big swing right there. I mean, taking the steal and then turning it into 2 easy points on the dunk.
No telling how important that sequence could turn out to be.
And guys, in a game this snug, moments like that are the ones we usually look back on at the end as a difference maker.
5 on the clock. And it's Harris off the drive. Here's Gortat. Basket is good. The assist from Harris. Gortat's got his first basket. So Charlotte calls timeout. They're first.
Yeah, it looks like he saw some things out there that need to be adjusted, and he's going to take a break here and talk it over.
Hey, you know, coaches sometimes need a break in the action to rethink and retool a bit. Anytime you're in that situation, it makes sense to use the timeout.
A three from Anderson. That misses. Would have counted had it gone in. And so it's a close game as we wrap up the first half of basketball. Wizards out front. They lead by 5. Stay with us, folks. We'll get back just after halftime to start the third quarter. Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out a way here in the third. You gotta like what DeMar DeRozan has done in this game.
Yeah, created a lot of quality shots for himself in that first half, and he knew when to pass it up when the double team came.
And that led to a very high points per shot number for him. For those of you that are into analytics, that stat really tells how efficient a player has been, and he's been very efficient so far.
Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far. You gotta like what DeMar DeRozan has done in this game.
You know, and as effective as he was at slashing to the hoop in that first half, even better at finishing once he got there.
Guys, we saw some amazing dunks from him. I can't imagine he'll be able to top those in these last 2 quarters. But I'd love to see him try.
Setting the floor for the Hornets. We've got Payne. Ryan Hollins is out there with Portis. Then there's Anderson. And it's Powell in at the 2. Anderson right side. The shot goes down and it gets this game back to even. Anderson's got 8 points.
He might not have the long range ability of some other guys, but he will knock down open ones like that.
And stolen by Payne. Charlotte moving the ball around. And the go-ahead bucket, no good.
That would have been lucky had it fallen. Poor shot selection.
Yeah, look at the coach's face and the expression. It says all over it. Are you kidding me?
Love outside. 5 to shoot. And Hollins pulls it down. Hornets have gone 2 of 3 from the field to start the second half. Here's the feed to Powell. Kicks to Hollins. Payne at the elbow. And Hollins with the stop.
And that's an example of willpower right there, guys. I mean, grabbing the offensive rebound and then going back up strong.
And GA, in a close game like this where every possession is critical, that could prove to be a very big one.
Boy, it sure could, Kevin. I mean, he salvaged 2 big points for them off that miss.
Washington calls timeout.
And he clearly doesn't like what's going on out there right now.
Would you? I mean, how could he like what's happening? Really had to take a time out there and try to figure out a way to derail their momentum.
And the Wizards are going with a whole new group out there now. Here's Neal. Pass to Gortat. And they get it. Rebounded by Sefolosha.
And out of the gates here in this second half, they have not started well. 0 of 3.
And for Marcin Gortat, he was such a good fit for the Wizards last season. Actually, the last 2 seasons.
You know, he runs the floor very well for his size. A terrific finisher, solid in the pick and roll, can make the mid-range. You know, he's been one of the more consistent centers in our league.
And that's a foul called on T.J. Warren. That's foul number 2 for him.